everyone. Welcome to Credential Up Houston. My name is Margaret Ford Fisher. Imagine yourself performing at the world-famous Carnegie Hall or at the New York City Jazz Festival in Lincoln Center or the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. Well, students from our community have had those experiences, and we will talk to the executive director of the Conrad O Music and Fine Arts Foundation, who's helped to make that possible, Miss Artie Onayemi, who is accompanied by two students who are members of the Conrad O Regional Ensemble, Armani Holmes and Edgar Castro. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. So delighted to have you here. And I imagine that it's really very exciting to perform before live audiences. Is that right?
Yes.
That adrenaline gets to flowing. And so how do you control it when that adrenaline is flowing like that? Edgar?
I mean, it's mostly just in the moment doing what you've been practicing. I mean, you practiced a lot for it, and so you know what to do, and it's good.
Absolutely, to control it, but that is really exciting. And what about with you, Armani?
I mean, trying to control it. When it's something you love to do, you don't really worry about the crowds and stuff.
Oh, that's wonderful. Absolutely. That's great. I understand that musicians really enjoy performing as well, so this is really very good. So congratulations to you, Ms. Onayemi. I know that you have been working with the group for quite a long period of time. And I know as well that you worked with a number of schools early on and with Mr. Johnson himself, Conrad O. Johnson. And I would like for you to just tell us how working with him and with all of the artists have really inspired generations of additional musicians.
Well, you know, first of all, the organization started back in 2000. And the whole purpose of it was to continue Conrad's legacy that he had on so many students in Houston. You know, he's affiliated with Kashmir, of course, but he also was there, had influences at Wheatley and Jack Yates High School and Booker T. Washington. And because we wanted something tangible to keep in mind with Conrad, we wanted to form the foundation to keep his legacy alive through his discipline of music and his method of music. So everything we try to do is from those books that he also wrote to continue legacy, but also to mentor and nurture the students, that they, whatever they do, the music will help them have that discipline to reach their goals. Not necessarily in music, although Edgar has graduated, he's going to go in music from engineering, but if not that, whatever their endeavors are, they'll be able to accomplish them because of their music.
Absolutely, and I understand that Mr. Johnson graduated from Yates High School.
Yes, he
so
did.
He had that affiliation there, but the students are at different schools as well. So which school are you graduating from, Edgar?
I am graduating from Strake Jesuit.
Excellent. And you will be going on to university?
University of Texas.
Of Texas. And you're going to continue your studies in music and you're going to major in music. And so what do you plan to do once you pursue that career field in music? Do you plan to become an entrepreneur, or are you planning to perform? What are your thoughts?
I'd like to perform, continue my passion.
Excellent. That is beautiful. And what about you?
Right now, I'm a sophomore at Kinder HSPVA, and I'm not sure where I want to go right now, but I know once I get to college, I want to major in music production and major in business management.
Excellent, excellent. And so you're in school where now?
Kinder HSPVA.
Oh, exciting. That is really very, very good. So now as we look at the music industry, both of you play saxophone. That's right, and that's yours, Edgar, right? So how did you choose the saxophone as your major instrument to perform with? Edgar?
Well, my first saxophone, I started playing alto saxophone, and it was my cousin's saxophone. So he already had a saxophone, so I just played his old instrument.
I see. And what about you, Armani?
I like to challenge myself, so I chose the saxophone because I only saw boys playing it. So I was like, why don't I try it?
And you've mastered it.
Yes.
So that's very, very good. So, Ms. Onayemi, you know, this is really wonderful, the work that you have done and continue to do. So what is the mission and the vision for the regional ensemble?
The mission is to mentor and nurture students through music, particularly the only American true art form of jazz, and to keep that legacy alive, like I said, of Conrad.
To keep that legacy alive. And so how did you gravitate to that? What was it that was the origin
You know,
of this for you?
actually, I have a son. He's now the band director of the youth orchestra. But actually, Dr. Ford, we went over, we contacted Conrad because we were trying to find lessons for my son. And for some reason, that turned out to be building the organization, building something tangible, not just for Mr. Johnson, but all the band directors in Houston, because he would always say, you know, they had all the trophies on the walls in the schools, but nobody knew about those. And once they retired, those trophies were still there. So the real reason for us starting this was not just to pay homage to Mr. Johnson, but also to all the band directors in Houston that have touched so many lives all across this country, just like Mr. Johnson have. And so we started with that, and in all honesty, we weren't quite sure what we were going to do, so we formed the goals and objectives of the organization, and then we needed my son to do it because at that time, computers were new. Nobody knew how to do computers but my son. So rather than, he did have the lessons from Dr. Johnson, but in turn, we helped him to work on his foundation.
Yes, of course. And that's a great way to start, obviously. And I've noticed also that you call all of your students your babies because you see them in that connection with your son as well to help them to hone their skills, and that's really impressive. Well, I tell you, this is really significant that we're looking at how you now work with students and what we're going to do to inspire others who are watching. We're going to include one of the performances of the Regional Arts Ensemble with music as the primary focus, and we're going to use one of the titles by the Cannonball Adderley Quintet, performed by the Regional Ensemble, and this is going to be Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. So we'll go to break and we'll be right back.
want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
The faculty at HCC represents the best of the city. They're committed to getting our students to their goals.
A 4-year degree.
Workforce training. A better life.
HCC, for everyone, anytime, anyway.
Welcome back to Credential Up Houston. We are continuing our discussion about music, the fine arts, and the Conrad O Regional Ensemble. And of course, you were listening to Mercy, 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 one of the Cannonball Adderley, in fact, one of his pieces that was performed by the Regional Ensemble. And we are continuing our discussion with Ms. Onayemi, Mr. Castro, and Ms. Holmes. So thank you so very, very much. You know, the team of students that you have recruited are so talented. How do you prepare them to have such finesse and to have the development of their talent to perform so well?
You know, first of all, Conrad's theory was that we don't teach kids, we teach musicians. So his expectation was that regardless to the level, the age, they were to sound as professional as they could. Now with that, like I said, back to his book on theory, back to his book on methods and discipline, that's what we tried to carry on. And so we would take Conrad's songs and also teach the kids. But honestly, when for our students, they need to be able to read at least the notes. I know many people perform by ear, but his idea is that, you know, you still need to be able to read the music, and in that way you can, you know, play anything. You don't have to, you can just read the music, and that's what we try to instill in the children. Yes. So, and you don't necessarily have to have them to stand before you and play a piece. We can hear it even in you playing, say if they're sitting in the midst of the whole group.
Sure.
So, say for instance, like Armani started out on piano, and so now she's mastered the saxophone, and so we try to also start with what a child is.
You train and you prepare musicians. Did you know early on that you were going to become a musician, Armani?
Not really. I used to want to be a doctor.
Really?
Yes. But I put so much effort into it, so that's all I can see myself doing, you know. And someone once told me, if you can see yourself doing something other than what you're doing now, you should be doing it.
Very good, very good. Mm-hmm. So that's where your passion lies, with what you really want to be doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And you will feel as though you've not worked a day in your life when you continue with that passion. That's great. And what about you, Edgar? Yeah. Did you always know that musician was inside of you and that's what you wanted to pursue?
No, I thought I was going to be an engineer up until my junior, sophomore year of high school. I'd always loved music. I wasn't the best until, I wasn't very good. I really enjoyed it, but I also really enjoyed math, science, all the STEM subjects, and I still do, but starting at my junior year, I just developed a passion for music, and I couldn't see myself not doing music, and so.
What was it that really sparked that passion for you?
I think when I started practicing more and when I started talking to different people, having different experiences, then I realized that I really did love music.
Of course, absolutely. You know, this is really exciting, and I think that's for almost any career that someone pursues, because if they pursue something that they really don't have that heart for, they soon then become very, very dissatisfied with the work that they're doing. They tire of it and they want to pursue something else. So how do you recruit students into the regional ensemble, Ms. Onayemi?
It has been word of mouth. Originally, we were recruiting through other band directors, and that was when we had active band directors. When I say active band directors who were in the districts, and they would recruit amongst their friends. And so we had a group like that, particularly when we went to Carnegie. Now, because it's regional, and the whole purpose of us being regional was to, again, encapsulate what Conrad stood for. Not, just not one particular school, but many schools. It came a little more difficult that way because we were trying to recruit all over, and we recruited through going to visit the schools. We recruited phone calls, media, and then when the pandemic hit, we lost some students. We also, because of the time that we rehearse, which is on a Sunday evening, that affected us as well. But I call them the best little big band in Houston, and because they are very talented. But that's how we still recruit. But a lot of it is word of mouth.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So I'm curious to know, how did you find out about the regional ensemble? Armani?
Well, me and my grandfather and my grandmother, we go to church with Miss Artie, so we met her there.
Yes.
And my grandfather, he loves to talk about me, so he was telling Miss Artie about how I knew how to read and play the piano. And so she was just like, bring her to the church and we'll just see how it goes.
Good. And what about you, Edgar?
When I was in the 8th grade, me and my friend Henry, who's also in the band, our band director pointed us towards the organization, and we went to rehearsal together, and we really enjoyed it.
Very, very good. Now, both of you, you're graduating, and I understand you didn't take dual credit courses. You took AP courses. Mm-hmm. What about you, Armani? Any dual credit courses?
No, ma'am.
Advanced placement courses?
I take pre-AP courses.
Okay,
Yes.
All right. Well, you may want to also just think about dual credit courses if your school provides those as well for the young people, because that will help to accelerate the time at which you complete. And what grade are you in now?
I'm a sophomore.
You're sophomore, so you still have time.
Yes,
so I tell you what, we're going to continue our conversation in just a moment, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the foundation and how you can become involved. So please stay with us.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
The faculty at HCC represents the best of the city. They're committed to getting our students to their goals.
A 4-year degree.
Workforce training. A better life.
HCC, for everyone, anytime, anyway.
Welcome back to Credential Up Houston. Our focus today is on the Conrad O. Johnson Music and Fine Arts programs. Our guests are Ms. Artie Onayemi, Executive Director of the Foundation, and 2 members of the Conrad O. Johnson Regional Music and Fine Arts Ensemble, Ms. Armani Holmes and Mr. Edgar Castro. So this is really wonderful having the conversation with you, because I'm sure that your experiences will inspire so many others. And so I want to talk about the foundation and some of the needs that the foundation has, but at the same time, I want to find out about the summer and the master classes that you are planning. So let's start with that last piece first, the summer master classes.
The Summer Music Institute is, again, where we try to enhance the skills of the students, but in addition to that, because we try to have a focus between music and the STEM, math, science, engineering, and and music. We try to have that correlation and show the students, demonstrate to the students that correlation, that if they are taking music, their skills going to be enhanced in all these other subjects, like for instance, like Edgar was talking about engineering from the beginning, but I told him that's still really a component of STEM like music is. But we try to emphasize that we have guest speakers on various subjects, and then we also have the students it's either 1 week or 2 weeks, and then at the end of that, they have, quote unquote, a presentation, like, a recital of what they have learned in music, as well as some of the content, the curriculum content of that week.
Very good.
So,
very, very good. So I'm wondering if you use the students also as presenters to the classes, and then perhaps as recruiters to assist with getting other young people to join.
Yeah, they both are. Edgar is officially the student leader.
Wonderful.
Of the group, but so is Armani. Like I said, Armani has been with us since she was 9. You know, and when I tell people that, I didn't know you took kids at 9. Well, if they're talented enough, if they know music, if they read, why not?
Yes.
Because we take them where they are.
Yes.
And develop them.
Right.
Like I said, she started out on the piano, and she was very accomplished on the piano.
Right.
And she wanted to do something else. The same way with Edgar, he just have those natural leadership skills that we ask them, and that's one way of us recruiting. We try to talk to the students about their friends and bringing them into the organization.
Right. And so as we talk about what you would say to students, other students, to get them engaged, what would you say? What are your recommendations to them? Armani?
I would say it's definitely an experience. You know, I learn a lot of new things. I get to meet a lot of different people, and yeah, that's pretty much.
Excellent. Edgar?
I mean, it's great. It's a very welcoming environment. No one is too good for the organization. No one is not good enough for it. It's very open to everyone, and everyone will learn a lot.
I like that, and you get an opportunity to hone those skills as well. And to practice as well regularly. And so, you know, with the foundation, what are some of the needs that you have, and how are you contacted? How can you be contacted by those who are interested in supporting you?
Number one, we're a nonprofit 501c3, so naturally all nonprofits need what? Money from the beginning. And in addition to that, we are recruiting students, particularly students middle and early high school. So we have a chance to work with them. So, and like I said, we look for their skills. And more importantly than that, we look for their interests in music and fine arts, not because mama or daddy want them to play an instrument, because if that's the only reason, then they are not going to last anyway.
Right.
Now, as far as, I forgot what you say.
Well, yes, in terms of getting the students and the support that you need.
Yeah, and so like I said, we are here on practice on Sundays.
Yes.
From 12 to 5,
Right.
because we only do it 1 day a week.
Right.
And you could always call us, or either contact the foundation actually. Visit our website at ConradJohnsonFoundation.org.
Excellent, excellent. I understand that Joe Carmouche also comes, and
He's
volunteers his time.
Oh my
so
goodness.
That's wonderful.
From the beginning, and he's our artist in residence.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, this certainly has been a wonderful conversation, and I thank you so very, very much, and I wish you continued successes. And I have to say that it's, you know, when you think about the work of the group and the way they're able to perform so beautifully, it really is inspirational to all. So we're going to close out our program today with Take the A Train, which is a Duke Ellington title, but it's performed by the regional ensemble, a very, very talented group. And so congratulations to you. Thank you so much, Ms. Onayemi, for all of the great work that you do in assisting our students. And we thank you very much for watching, so we hope that you will enjoy Take the A Train, and we will see you again next time.
Eat.